Hello, my name is Stephanie. I would love to share with you my story, some very compact and not elaborated on, but at least so you can be aware of how you could and may be treated by your own government. I live in the Pacific Northwest, have all of my life. As a child myself, which we all experience as a part of life, was okay but could have been better. My biological mother did things as use guilt, tears, whining, placing, leaving alone, bringing unsavory characters into my life. As of these things, I grew up without the most close even to decent morals, beliefs in God, or even understanding to what or who He is. I'm learning through as my father and stepmother plant seeds daily. The only mother influences in my life were my grandmother and my stepmother, and she was a mother of three and making decisions she thought were correct. Okay, my mother would tell me if I went to live with my father, she would be alone, making me feel guilty if I left. She went through a dating stage, and men would show up in the middle of the night, banging on the door. I made it through those times, being a young teen. It actually worked out for me. I thought. Okay, fast forward to my high school years. I hooked up with a guy, one that seemed to be an alcoholic and an abuser. He fathered my beautiful daughter, Kristen. She was my pride and joy. When I took her home from the hospital, home with my mother, she basically took over my child, sending me out to hang with friends, basically a normal teenage life. The only difference was I had the baby pretty much during the day. Being young and naive, I let my mother my daughter, Kristen. One night, her and I had a confrontation that I let go in anger. I broke a mirror and slammed a door, breaking a window. My mother phoned my stepmother and the police. They arrested me for my temper. My mother kept the baby. I was reported to the local CPS office in May 2002. Kristen was a year and a half old. The state retained custody while I signed in for voluntary services, which were to include the following services which I participated in, such as supervised visitation, outpatient AA, parenting classes, had to get housing and a job. Accomplished all of that in 3 months. Kristen was returned to me in August 9th, 2002. I was finally able to be a parent. Now, mind you, my daughter is going on 2. I now have the opportunity to really be a mom. Boy, was I excited. You would think that if you took a parenting class from the state, that they would make sure they taught you about domestic violence and how to read the signs that are not widely known about abusive situations. So we as young women know what we can do, or what we can do and what does happen. Some overnight program, so an instructor could actually observe a parent to be a parent. In June 2003, thanks to programs that really helped me to be a parent and knowing everything about abuse and not afraid of authority, yeah, right, they had already taken my child once before. My boyfriend at the time abused my daughter physically. We never did find out for sure about sexually. I was scared and tried to hide my daughter till I could figure out what had happened and question people that were around there at the time. Somebody saw her and turned it into CPS. They showed up and took her again. The guy that abused her got charged with harassment, received